The year was 2175. Humanity had transformed its cradle world beyond recognition. Towering cities rose beneath domes that purified toxic air. Mega-constructs floated in geostationary orbit, and sprawling colonies thrived on Mars, Titan, and even the distant moons of Neptune. The Global Space Federation united Earth's nations into a single government, capable of pooling resources on an unprecedented scale. Yet for all the technological wonders, a fragile unease gripped Earth's leaders. They knew the galaxy was watching. The Galactic Council, an ancient, sprawling alliance of dozens of advanced species, had long enforced peace and order across star systems. The Council's presence was felt more than seen. Their emissaries were elusive, their laws strict, and their power nearly unmatched. For decades, Earth had obeyed the Galactic Accords, treaties designed to prevent conflict and maintain balance between civilizations. But humanity's rapid technological breakthroughs and aggressive colonization efforts had set off alarms deep within the Council's chambers. In the sprawling orbit of Earth, the interstellar communications array hummed quietly. This intricate lattice of antennas and quantum relays scanned the stars constantly, capturing fragments of light and sound from the farthest reaches of space. Its primary mission was to monitor Council channels for any transmissions relevant to Earth's safety and diplomatic standing. On a routine morning, June 12, 2175, a transmission unlike any before was received. It came through in a series of pulses on an ancient hyperwave frequency, a channel reserved exclusively for official Galactic Council communication. The message was encrypted with multi-dimensional quantum keys, impossible to forge or intercept unnoticed. The array's lead cryptographer, Dr. Luis Hernandez, leaned forward as the final layer of encryption unraveled. A holographic projection shimmered in the central chamber of Earth's Federation Hall. A cold, unadorned message, stripped of diplomatic niceties. Earth's recent technological advancements and territorial expansions breach the Galactic Accords. Cease all further development immediately, or face consequences. Silence fell over the room like a weight. Ambassador Celine Kim stepped forward. Her steel-gray eyes reflected a resolve born of decades negotiating humanity's place in the stars. This is the first direct threat Earth has ever received from the Galactic Council, she said, voice steady but with an edge of urgency. They accuse us of violating the Accords, but provide no specifics or guidance. We must understand what this truly means. The room erupted in murmurs. Some representatives argued for immediate compliance, fearing total annihilation. Others urged defiance, reminding that Earth had fought hard for its place in space and would not kneel without a fight. While the political debate raged, Earth's security apparatus sprang into action. Specialist teams combed through intercepted Council transmissions, analyzing every possible clue about which member species had authored the threat and what technologies might be considered forbidden. Days later, troubling reports arrived from the outer solar system. Near Neptune's orbit, massive starships appeared unidentified, colossal, and unlike any known technology. They hovered silently in the void, neither approaching nor retreating, simply observing. They emitted no transmissions, their hulls impervious to Earth's most advanced sensors. At Artemis 9, a deep space orbital research station, Commander Rafael Ortega tracked the vessels with growing concern. "They're not here for parley," he said grimly during a briefing with Earth's military leadership. "These ships are reconnaissance or intimidation. We don't know their weapons, their numbers, or their intentions." In the Federation's war room, maps of the solar system blinked with alerts and incoming sensor data. Dr. Anaya Desai, Earth's chief scientist for advanced weaponry, presented a report. "We've long anticipated the possibility of hostile contact," she explained. "Project Prometheus is operational. We have experimental missile systems capable of reaching interstellar distances, with stealth guidance and electromagnetic pulse warheads designed to disable enemy technology." General Marcus Rourke, head of Earth's planetary defense forces, nodded slowly. "If this is a show of force, then we need to respond accordingly. But we must be careful. Provoking the Galactic Council could lead to devastating retaliation." Outside the war room, Earth's population was gripped by fear and uncertainty. News outlets blasted constant updates, ranging from expert analysis to conspiracy theories. Social media was flooded with calls for peace and warnings against escalation. Amidst the chaos, Ambassador Kim appeared before the United Nations of Eartha, body now charged with interstellar diplomacy to deliver a message. The Galactic Council's ultimatum cannot be ignored, but neither can Earth's right to progress and defend itself. We must seek understanding, but prepare for all outcomes. We stand at a crossroads, either submission or survival. Meanwhile, tensions rose in the Council's chambers light years away. The Galactic Council was not a monolith, but a coalition of diverse species with competing interests. Some factions saw Earth as a dangerous upstart that must be crushed. Others advocated for cautious diplomacy. Dr. Hernandez uncovered a subtle clue buried in the message's encryption, a hidden signature linked to a secretive faction known as the Velar Dominion, an aggressive species that had long sought to expand its influence by curbing humanity's growth. If true, Earth was not just facing the entire Galactic Council, but a cunning faction, trying to manipulate the greater body into conflict. As the silent alien ships continued their watchful vigil near Neptune, and with the threat of war looming large, humanity braced itself for what might come next. On a quiet balcony overlooking the Federation Hall's gardens, Ambassador Kim whispered to herself while gazing at the stars, "This is the moment we prove what it means to be human, not just to the galaxy, but to ourselves." The dark horizon of space held many mysteries, but one truth was clear: the arrival of the message was only the beginning. The secret weapon beneath the bustling cityscape of New Geneva, deep under layers of reinforced concrete and electromagnetic shielding, lay one of humanity's best-kept secrets, the Prometheus facility. Hidden from prying eyes and shielded from any form of remote detection, the facility was a sprawling underground complex dedicated to developing Earth's most advanced defense technologies. It was here that the hope of survival rested. Dr. Anaya Desai walked briskly through the dimly lit corridors of Prometheus, her mind racing with calculations, contingency plans, and the weight of humanity's fate. The sterile hum of machinery was punctuated by distant clanks of engineers at work. Walls lined with digital displays showed streams of data, thermal readings, trajectory simulations, electromagnetic feedback, and quantum encryption matrices. Anaya was the visionary behind Project Prometheus, a classified initiative launched 10 years earlier with a simple but daring goal: to create weapons capable of deterring or even repelling any interstellar threat, no matter how advanced. Dr. Desai called Lieutenant Maya Chen from the command center, her voice steady but edged with excitement. "All systems are green. The Wraith missiles are fully prepped and ready for deployment." Anaya nodded, taking a deep breath. "Good. How long until launch window opens?" 10 minutes, Maya replied. "We're waiting on final clearance from the Council of Earth." The Wraith missiles were unlike anything ever tested before, sleek and compact, yet packing a devastating payload. They combined stealth technology with electromagnetic pulse warheads, engineered to disable even the most sophisticated alien systems. Their propulsion was a hybrid design, using quantum tunneling bursts for near-instantaneous jumps across space, making them almost impossible to detect or intercept. As Anaya prepared for the operation, her mind drifted to the political storm. Above ground, the Galactic Council's ultimatum had thrown Earth into chaos. Yet she knew the Council's threat hid uncertainty, fear of humanity's potential. More than a clear directive, a sudden knock interrupted her thoughts. Commander Rafael Ortega stepped into the room. His presence was calming but authoritative, the kind of leader who made tough decisions under pressure. "Dr. Desai," Ortega said, "the Council is still deadlocked on the response. Some want to comply, some want to negotiate, but most are leaning toward restraint. That means the final decision rests with the United Earth Council." Anaya's jaw tightened. "If they hesitate too long, we lose our window. The alien ships near Neptune won't wait forever." Ortega glanced at the command center screens showing the silent, ominous vessels drifting in the void. "Exactly. We need to send a message before they escalate. Show them Earth is not defenseless." Back in the Federation's high chamber, the United Earth Council convened. Debate was heated. Minister Rajiv Malhotra argued for diplomacy. "We must avoid provoking the Galactic Council. Our survival depends on cooperation. General Marcus Rourke countered fiercely. The Council's silence is weakness. If we wait, they'll strike first. The Wraith missiles are our warning, swift, precise, non-lethal. Ambassador Celine. Kim's voice cut through the room. The message we send must be clear. Earth will defend itself, but we seek peace. The Wraith deployment will prove we can strike, but we do not seek conquest. The vote was cast. By a narrow margin, the Council authorized the launch. 10 minutes later, deep beneath New Geneva, the launch sequence began. Anaya's fingers danced over the holographic controls, running through final checks. The command center fell silent. Every eye fixed on the displays. Launch in T-minus 10 seconds, Lieutenant Chen announced. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1. A sudden pulse radiated through the Prometheus facility as the first Wraith missile activated its quantum drive, disappearing from Earth's orbit and blinking into subspace. One after another, the missiles launched silent shadows racing toward the distant Orion sector, where a Galactic Council outpost monitored Earth's broadcasts. Despite their devastating potential, the missiles were designed to avoid destruction. Instead, they emitted a powerful electromagnetic pulse that disabled all electronics within the outpost. Communications, defenses, power systems, rendering the station helpless and effectively blinded. Back on Earth, the transmission center monitored the effect. All systems down, Maya reported, eyes wide. Outpost offline. In the Federation's observation room, a mix of relief and apprehension washed over the Council members. Ambassador Kim addressed the assembly. This was not an act of war. It was a warning, proof we possess the means to defend ourselves. Now, we wait for the Council's response. But in the shadows of the Galactic Council chambers, the reaction was far from calm. Council factions debated fiercely. Some viewed the attack as an act of open rebellion, demanding immediate military retaliation. Others urged caution, fearing a full-scale war could destabilize the entire region. Meanwhile, reports came in that the silent alien ships near Neptune were beginning to maneuver. Whatever the Council's ultimate decision, it was clear Earth had changed the game. Back at Prometheus, Anaya allowed herself a rare moment of pause. We showed them Earth is not to be underestimated, she murmured. Commander Ortega clapped her on the shoulder. And now we prepare for what comes next. The warning and the responsive distant outpost near the Orion sector fell silent. Gone was the constant hum of its fusion reactors. Gone were the blinking lights of its communication arrays. Gone were the hundreds of sensors that had once scanned the cosmos, dutifully recording every transmission, every movement within light years. The Wraith missiles had done their job. Back on Earth, the moment the system blackout was confirmed, the atmosphere inside the Global Space Federation's command center shifted from anxious anticipation to tense vigilance. Ambassador Celine Kim stood before the vast panoramic window overlooking Earth's sprawling megacities, the blue and green orb glowing softly under the twilight. This is a message, she told the Council and the press gathered in the room. Not a declaration of war, but a clear sign Earth will defend itself against any threats. We have the technology and the resolve. Her words sparked a firestorm of debate across the planet and beyond. In the Galactic Council chambers, the news arrived like a shockwave. High Chancellor Velen of the Velar Dominion slammed his fist on the Council. Days, they've struck a Council installation. This is rebellion, he roared. Immediate military action is required. We cannot tolerate such insolence. But others counseled caution. Elder Illyra of the Serene Orvax Collective raised a placating hand. While the action was provocative, it was also measured. No lives were lost, no permanent damage inflicted. We must consider negotiation before plunging the galaxy into war. Despite the divisions, the Council began mobilizing a response fleet. Dozens of warships from multiple species were dispatched toward the solar system, a show of force designed to remind Earth of the Council's might. Meanwhile, on Earth, the effects of the Wraith missile strike rippled through the political, military, and civilian spheres. General Marcus Rourke paced the Federation's war room, eyes fixed on the holographic map displaying incoming Council fleets. We knew this would provoke a response, he said grimly. Their fleets will be here in weeks. We need to be ready. Dr. Anaya Desai stood beside him, voice calm but urgent. Our defenses are improving, but we need more time. The Wraith missiles bought us a strategic advantage, but only if we use it wisely. As the Council's forces approached, the mysterious ships near Neptune stirred again. From Artemis 9, Commander Rafael Ortega watched with narrowed eyes. They're repositioning, he reported. Not attacking, but clearly signaling they're ready. At the United Earth Council's emergency session, Ambassador Kim faced the toughest test yet. Earth has sent a message. We will not be intimidated, she declared. But we seek peace. We call on the Galactic Council to recognize our sovereignty and open talks. For the first time, an envoy from the Galactic Council's High Command arrived in Earth's orbit, a sleek ship piloted by diplomats from the Orcs Collective, renowned for their neutrality and mediation skills. Ambassador Celine Kim met them aboard the orbital station Artemis Prime. I understand the Council is divided, she said, extending a hand. We want to understand the concerns that led to their threat and find common ground. The Orvax envoy, a tall, ethereal being named Talira, regarded Kim with serene eyes. The Council fears your rapid expansion and your technological strides. Many worry Earth may disrupt the balance we have maintained for centuries. Kim nodded. We respect the need for balance, but we also demand the right to grow, to explore, and to defend ourselves. Negotiations began in earnest, carried out in private chambers aboard Artemis Prime. Meanwhile, factions within Earth's military grew restless. Some advocated for a preemptive strike against the approaching fleets. Others argued for patience and diplomacy. General Rourke struggled to keep order, aware that one wrong move could ignite a war of unimaginable scale. Back in the Galactic Council, tensions simmered. The Velar Dominion, frustrated by diplomatic delays, sent covert operatives to stir unrest among human colonies on Mars and Titan, hoping to force Earth's hand. Reports of sabotage and skirmishes on the colonies arrived, raising alarms in Earth's leadership. Anaya and her team worked tirelessly to trace the origins of the attacks and fortify defenses. Amidst the chaos, a new, unexpected voice emerged. A mysterious species, the Varkari, long regarded as neutral, observers of galactic politics, arrived near Earth's orbit. Their emissary, a radiant figure named Kale, requested immediate audience with both Earth and the Galactic Council. The path you tread is dangerous, Kale warned. Violence will only lead to ruin. There's another way. His words echoed through both camps. Could ancient wisdom and mediation prevent a war that seemed inevitable? As the Council fleet closed in, and the shadow of conflict loomed, humanity and the Galactic Council stood at a precipice, one that would decide the fate of Earth and its place in the cosmos. The path forward, silence in Earth's command center was heavy, punctuated only by the faint hum of machinery and distant chatter on communication channels. The Great Council fleet, a menacing armada of warships from multiple star systems, had arrived just beyond Mars' orbit. The solar system was on the brink of war, and every eye was fixed on the fragile thread of diplomacy. Yet amidst the tension, a new player entered the stage. The Varkari. For centuries, the Varkari had been enigma, an ancient species neither aligned with the Galactic Council nor hostile toward any known civilization. Their presence was rare, their motives inscrutable. But now, their flagship appeared unannounced near Earth's orbital station, Artemis Prime. Aboard the vessel, emissary Kale radiated a calm energy that immediately diffused the anxiety within. The Federation's leadership, war is not the answer, Kale said in his resonant voice. Addressing Ambassador Celine Kim, General Marcus Rourke, and representatives of the Galactic Council gathered in a historic joint session. Destruction will breed only more destruction. Your conflict threatens to unravel the delicate fabric that holds this galaxy together. The Galactic Council delegates exchanged uncertain glances. High Chancellor Velen, hardened by decades of rigid rule, was visibly unsettled by the Varkari presence. Ambassador Kim stepped forward. We appreciate the Varkari's wisdom. Earth's intent has always been to protect and prosper, not to conquer or destroy. We seek peace, but we will not relinquish our right to self-determination. Kale nodded thoughtfully. Your resilience is admirable, but peace requires trust. Both sides must acknowledge each other's sovereignty and fears. Over the following weeks, the Varkari facilitated unprecedented negotiations aboard Artemis Prime, a neutral ground where humans and Galactic Council members alike laid bare their grievances, and Hope's Earth revealed the driving forces behind its rapid expansion, scarce resources, the desire for survival beyond a single planet, and an unyielding curiosity that had propelled humanity since its dawn. The Galactic Council, in turn, shared concerns over unchecked technological growth and territorial claims that risked upsetting centuries-old treaties. Slowly, bridges were built. Delegates from the Velar Dominion, initially resistant, found common cause with moderate council members who saw Earth's emergence as a potential ally rather than a threat. Ambassador Kim and High Chancellor Velen met in private to craft the framework for a new treaty, one that recognized Earth's sovereignty, affirmed its rights to exploration and defense, and committed both parties to peaceful coexistence and cooperation. The treaty also established joint monitoring stations to oversee technological developments and prevent misunderstandings that could lead to conflict. Meanwhile, the Varkari offered to share some of their ancient knowledge, advances in energy, communication, and diplomacy that could benefit all parties. The alien ships near Neptune that had once inspired dread were withdrawn, and the Council fleet turned back toward their home systems. Earth's population watched the events unfold with a mixture of hope and cautious optimism. The message was clear. Humanity had stood its ground and earned its place among the stars. In the months that followed, Earth and the Galactic Council worked side by side on shared projects, exploration missions, cultural exchanges, and defense initiatives that bonded the once wary civilizations. Ambassador Celine Kim, addressing a vast crowd gathered beneath the newly erected Galactic Unity Monument in New Geneva, spoke words that echoed across the world and into the depths of space. Today, we celebrate not just survival, but the dawn of a new era, an era where Earth stands proud not as a threat, but as a partner in the galaxy. May our stars shine brighter together. Dr. Anaya Desai returned to her lab, eyes bright with the promise of future innovations, no longer shrouded in secrecy but celebrated as tools of peace. Commander Rafael Ortega watched the skies from Artemis Prime, ready to defend Earth if ever needed, but hopeful that such days were behind them. The Galactic Council had sent Earth a threat, but Earth had sent back a warning in missiles. More importantly, Earth had sent a message of strength, resilience, and the willingness to seek peace. And in that message lay the true power to shape the future of the galaxy.